What is going on, everybody? Oh, hold on. I seem to be having some technical difficulties. Bear with me here 1 second. Let me know if you can see this. Some reason I stream from Ecamm to Restream through Restream, and I just want to make sure because I got an error and let me check out my profile real quick. Make sure we are okay. It looks like we're streaming. Happy Friday! Hope you are doing awesome. Super excited. Man, I can't believe it's already almost into February. I am super casual. I wasn't really planning on hopping on here and doing a live. I'm putting together a little bit more extensive training video, and I thought, you know what, might as well hop on and put some of this stuff together, or share it here in Facebook Live. So let me know how you're doing. So and we'll just kind of jump right in. Let me get a quick sip of Gatorade. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me, hit a like, hit a comment. So this training specifically is for parentpreneurs. So parent entrepreneurs, parentpreneurs who really are tired of struggling. They're tired of the trial and error. They're tired of throwing spaghetti at the wall. You know, you get a client or two, but nothing consistent or predictable. And you really want to scale to at least 20K months in the next 90 days. So I'm going to show you exactly the 4 steps you need to do that. That will really simplify your life. And you know, I used to struggle. I used to have a hard time getting clients. I used to, you know, turning the wheels, doing all that. And I'm gonna walk you through really the 4 core steps to consistently getting to 20K months in the next 90 days. By the way, if you would like to have this implemented in your business, if you're a parentpreneur who wants to focus and grow your income, your impact, and your independence, then again, this is for you, and I would love to talk with you. Link you can see on the video. I'll also drop it in the comments. All right. Let's see. Let us get started. And actually, I'm going to switch over to the other camera because I think that's going to show it a little bit better on the whiteboard here behind me. Yeah. And just real quick, like if we're just recently connected, and you're not familiar with who I am, and it looks like my video may have frozen. Hopefully it's working. So I help parentpreneurs go hit 20K months in 90 days and then scale it from there. And it's for parentpreneurs who they don't want to deal with the techie. They want somebody to literally hold their hand and walk them through it. I've got it set up now where you don't have to deal with really any of the tech. We set it up for you. We cover the cost, the expense of all the software and everything for the 90 days. So it's somebody asked me, like, how did you come up with this? Literally yesterday, somebody said, this is so cool. How did you come up with this? And I said, it's literally exactly what I wish somebody had offered me when I was starting my journey back in 2016. That's all there is to it. It's what I wish I had. So I figured the best thing I can do is give it to others, to other parentpreneurs. All right. Let me switch over the cameras. I'll tell you what, I imagine this would be so much easier, like for people who have like a team and stuff like that, you know, at their office or whatever. But you know, the rest of us, life is real, right? We gotta make do. Shout out to Vestavia. Whoop. All right. So that's the community I live in. Kids go to school and all. Okay, so this is gonna be. I'm just gonna kind of dive right in, if that's cool with you guys. I'm not gonna give the long backstory from rags to riches and all that garbage. Not garbage. I mean it. Sharing stories, sharing transformations is a proven technique, and so I probably should. But you know what? Long story short, I struggled in business. At one point, I woke up to a notification that bank account was negative, and hit a low point. Actually, hit several low points throughout the journey and everything. Now I have found my passion and my mission. And if you're a parentpreneur, and if you're cool with working with somebody who makes dad jokes and has a dad bod, obviously. I should have worn a looser shirt. Schedule a call, let's talk, and let's rock and roll then. Okay. And again, these are all like 4 things you have to have, and they're lessons I learned, and I want to help other parentpreneurs avoid them if you're currently making these mistakes. So, first thing you need. Anybody know what the first thing you need is? This is a game changer. It is a game changer. Actually, if I move, can I just move this whole screen over? Cool. All right. Easiest way to grow your business is with this first thing. A starving audience. One of the reasons you may be having a hard time growing your business and making sales is because, quite frankly, you are not talking to a starving audience. You are not talking to an audience that is in enough pain. I'll give you a couple examples. If you're a relationship coach, I'm not saying you have to do this, but let me give you an example of a starving audience versus just a normal audience. If you're a relationship coach, if you're talking to couples whose marriage is already good versus marriages that are in the red zone, the couple wants it to work, but they don't know how to turn it around, and it's in a vicious downward cycle, and they're literally all the way over in the red zone, the danger zone. Which one is more of a starving audience? That one. Obviously, the one that's in the danger zone, as opposed to the one that things are going great and, they're going through life together, and that's not an audience in pain. You need to find your starving audience. I saw on Facebook, and I apologize because I don't remember now whether it was Ryan Stewman or Babcock. Now I don't remember. But they said basically they're teaching their kids business and entrepreneurship. One of their little side businesses that they did is the kids went to the dollar store, purchased a bunch of Mother's Day cards, and then literally the day before they went door knocking, I think it was door knocking or whatever, and they sold these cards for $3-4. So they bought them for $1, turned around, sold them for $3-4 to a starving audience. If, as a husband with a wife, mother to my kids, I even commented on the post, I said they could have done this for Valentine's Day, right? A husband who's coming home with no card, no flowers, no nothing, will pay higher than normal market prices because he's a starving audience. He's in pain. He has forgotten the flowers, the card, what have you. If you're a fitness professional, fitness coach, people who are, say, medically overweight, people who are, you need to know your audience's pain points. But what I'm saying is, you gotta, business is so much easier when you talk to a starving audience, when you talk to an audience that is in pain, that is struggling, the bigger the pain, the longer it's been going on, the more you can charge and the more in demand you will be. So, first thing you need to do, identify a starving audience. Now, in the presentation and everything, I go much deeper as to like why you shouldn't be emotionally attached necessarily to the audience and all this stuff. But again, this is high level. I'll let you know when the presentation's done. I'm trying to wrap it up this weekend and I'll do edits and stuff. Although we have a few family obligations, so it may be next week. All right, once you have your starving audience, second thing you need to do identify. Well, I won't run over there and get it, but basically you need to identify starving audience, craft your $1 million messaging. $1 million messaging is simply that your messaging, your positioning is directly aligned with the pain points and desires of your starving audience. Let me flip over here back to... Let me know if this is making sense, if you have any questions. Man, I'll tell you what, Facebook's reach is like non-existent these days. So the fastest way to naturally attract new clients is to craft your $1 million messaging. Now, again, there's more that goes into it, but you want to make sure that your messaging is in alignment, is on point with the pain points and desires of your starving audience. When you get that aligned, the reason it's called $1 million messaging is you can literally use the same messaging to run and hit 7 figures or more without ever changing the messaging. 7 figures or more using one core messaging. You may say it in slightly different terms and whatnot, but the core messaging, core message, is worth over $1 million. Now, it may take 2 or 3 tweaks to get these aligned. But when they are in alignment, that is, especially when you add these next 2 pieces, that's when you see the person struggle, you know, struggle, boom, $1 million. And we call them overnight successes. The reality is, all this time they were testing, tweaking, and then they found the right combination, the one that the messaging, the $1 million messaging aligns with the starving audience, and then you have these other 2 components and it takes off. By the way, I'm just really curious. Let me know in the comments, do you like the standing in front of the whiteboard? Or do you like drawing like when I just draw on the iPad? Just curious, from an audience, from your perspective, like, do you like it when you see me and I'm standing up and doing all this? Or do you prefer just the drawing on the iPad? Anyways, just curious. Okay, we've got our starving audience, right? Easiest way to grow your business is find starving audience in pain. Think about it. If you're in the middle of the desert, about to die of dehydration, and somebody says, hey, I've got this bottle of water. It's $100. It could be $500. Are they going to put up any resistance? No. It's literally life-saving. This is how you have health coaches, business coaches, relationship coaches that are able to charge so much. It's because they found an audience in deep pain that they have a solution for. All right, number 3. We've got our audience. We've got our $1 million messaging. Next thing we need to do is we need to create, you know what, let me just keep this in line with the others. And this one specifically is for parentpreneurs. We need to create, that's an F. We need to create our infinitely scalable offer. So you may say, what's an infinitely scalable offer? I am so glad you asked. An infinitely scalable offer is an offer where you can take on more clients without increasing your time, energy, effort, or workload. So if you think about, like, there's different models. I'm not going to get into all of them here. But if you think about like a one-to-one model, for every client you take on, you now have an equal amount of workload. So if your one client is this much workload, 5 clients is going to be 5 times as much. It's like a one-to-one relationship. As parents, as parentpreneurs, but if you have kids and you have kids activities and all that, like we physically can't work 18, 20 hours a week, right? We have obligations, we have responsibilities. That may, that's cool for those, 20-year-old yahoos with the rented Lambos working out of their mom's basement and stuff, who literally don't see the sunlight in 7 days or whatever. But as parentpreneurs, we don't have, like, I'm not even going to call it a luxury, because to me that's not much of a luxury, but we have obligations, we have responsibilities. And not just like, oh, I kind of have this responsibility. Like, no, like, we got to take kids to school, pick kids up from school, get them to their activities, make sure they're clothed and fed and like all that stuff. So we need what I call an infinitely scalable offer, an infinitely scalable program, so that we can add more clients and not add any more time, energy, or effort. Maybe fractional, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not a one-to-one relationship anymore. This is what allows us to grow and scale, again, while keeping our sanity, while being able to have a successful business and a successful family and home life, and do everything we want. My 3 I's, like my guideposts, if you will: income, impact, and independence. I'll just write them down here. Income, impact, and independence. Make an income. Yes, you have to make an income, right? We got to make money. The more money we make, the more impact we can have, the more independence we can have. We do need income, but income is, like, if all you care about it is income, first of all, I'm not the person to work with then, because income's important, but there's more to life than that. How much impact can we have in the world, both with our families, in our cities, in our states, in our communities, and at the world at large? And then how much independence do we have? Are you in control of your time? Do you have independence? Or is somebody else dictating your life, your time, all of that? Anyways, okay. We get this income, impact, and independence by having a starving audience, crafting $1 million messaging, creating an infinitely scalable offer, and then kind of tying all of that together implementing what I call the predictable client acquisition system. So now that we have the audience identified, now that we have crafted our messaging, now that we have created our offer, we need to be able to get the offer in front of the audience in a consistent and predictable manner, efficiently. It doesn't do any good spending $100 on say Facebook ads to generate $100 in revenue. It doesn't do any good to work 100 hours to generate one client. Like, that's not efficient. All right, so we need an efficient way, and we do that by implementing a predictable client acquisition system. When you have these 4 things in your business: a starving audience, $1 million messaging, an infinitely scalable offer, and a predictable client acquisition system, you can literally go from 0 or struggling or inconsistent months to $20,000 months in 90 days or less. And you can go much higher than that. In the past 2 years, I've helped a handful of people go from 0 to 7 figures. I've helped dozens go from 0 to 6 and multiple 6 figures. This is what they all had in common. They all had an audience, a starving audience, somebody who needed their service and was in such pain, they were willing and able to pay high ticket. I didn't even get into the high ticket side, but that's maybe I need to go back and update a couple things. They had $1 million messaging. They spoke directly to the pain points and desires of their audience. It wasn't bland. It wasn't generic. Like, it was specific to their starving audience. They had an infinitely scalable offer, so they could take on more clients without drastically increasing the workload. And then they had a consistent and predictable way to acquire new clients so that they could have income, impact, and independence. Okay, hopefully you found this beneficial. Give me a like, give me a comment, let me know what you thought. You can see the link there on the screen. I'll also drop it in the comments. If you are a parentpreneur looking to scale to 20K months in the next 90 days, let me flip back over to my other camera here. Wanting to go hit 20K consistent months in the next 90 days or less, and then go on and do multiple 6 figures, even 7 figures. Gotta remember what camera I'm looking at. Go ahead and click the button, schedule a call. Find out a little bit more about your business, what you got going on, where you're at, what you're trying to get to. And we'll see. We'll just talk through, see if it's for a good fit, if it makes sense. If it does, I'll invite you to join, work with me. I'll hold your hand. I'll help you implement everything so you don't have to worry about the techie. And if you have questions about that, we can talk through it on the call, what exactly that looks like and everything. Awesome. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Later, guys.